Today I messed up by leaving my bathroom fully naked before a bath and locking myself out of the rest of the house. Basically, I had been cleaning the bathtub for like an hour or so, like really scrubbing, so I was pretty tired by the time I was done and everything was clean. I put the plug in and let the water start running. I undress and go to grab a towel. Don't question the order. I go into the laundry room, which has two doors, and the screen door is the son of a bitch in question here. So I open the door, and as I'm closing it behind me I notice a spooky spider, so I kinda panic, just let go of the door and it slams shut. I start looking for a towel, but I'm still pretty geeked about the spider, so I'm overly paranoid looking in the bug room. It's known for having a bit too many bugs, and I spot this big mosquito flying towards me. Panic. I quickly move to the screen door and start turning the handle. But it doesn't even wiggle. Not a nudge. Panic. Realizes holy heck, I'm locked in here with bugs and the water is running in the bathroom. I speedrun, put on socks and underwear. That's it. Going down the basement, I'm still freaking out about bugs, and of course there's like a whole family of cave crickets right at the goddamn bottom of the steps, so I find some shit to throw at them, and these dudes have no fear, so I have to tiptoe around them and head towards the basement exit. I have no phone. I cannot see. Naked, afraid, in the dark, I head onwards to the basement door, and my entire torso is suddenly covered in spiderwebs. Why didn't I put on a shirt? I finally get the door open with my heart about to explode out of my chest, thinking like, holy hell, what if I fled the bathroom and it's this story? I sprint to the bathroom, and because I have socks on, I slipped and fell face into the wall. I get up and see that the bathtub isn't even near full. I turn off the water and lock the door and fix the screen door, and finally I arrive at the bathroom again, ready to bathe. The water is blue from the cleaner I used earlier. I guess it didn't fully get off the tub. I cannot even take a bath. My night is ruined. That's all. Too long. Didn't read. I messed up by leaving the bathroom fully naked and locking myself out of the rest of my house, leaving me to run outside basically naked and not even getting my bath. Today I messed up by using a homemade fleshlight. I should start this by saying that I am engaged to an incredible, intelligent, kind, and giving woman who has the sexuality of a Rubik's Cube. I love her dearly, but the algorithm to manifest sexual arousal within her is sometimes beyond the computational capabilities of my feeble neural assets. That being said, the need for occasional self-care has arisen over the past few years, and a few years of repeating basically the same technique inevitably leads to experimentation. Fast forward to yesterday, I had a 4-hour window of privacy at home alone, and got the brilliant idea of making a homemade fleshlight for the first time. I found a few ideas on the internet, got to work, and after completing my contraption, began my adventure. At first it was a little bit uncomfortably tight, but I forged on and found that after a small break-in period it became far more comfortable. Upon completion of my goal, I removed the device from my person and nearly had a heart attack. There was blood in my semen. It's never been there before. Why now? Still in shock, I started taking a piss, but something felt weird. I felt a sort of blockage, which cleared almost at once, but when it did, a giant blood clot came out of my dick. There was no pain, just blood, emerging from somewhere it definitely shouldn't. After 5 minutes of frantically, diligently cleaning up the murder scene in my toilet, and the most shameful post-nut clarity of my life, I worked up the nerve to Google it and... drumroll please, I either have cancer of the penis, testicle, or prostate, or I burst a blood vessel in my blood vessel when I wedged it into a great tightness. The bright red color of the blood thankfully points to the latter. I have since taken another piss, which was mercifully bloodless, and felt no other ill effects from my experiment, but I'm legitimately wondering if I'll ever permit myself to orgasm again. Too long. Didn't read. I created a homemade fleshlight that was too small for my dick, which broke a blood vessel in my dick and caused my semen have blood in it, then pissed out an unnervingly large blood clot. I may never have another orgasm. Edit, so I feel like there's a couple of things to address. First, I appreciate the concern for my long-term happiness, but my fiancé and I are fine with our sex life. We have a pattern that works for both of us, and we communicate about it regularly. She knows I jerk off and is fine with it, but when you were raised in a super sola scriptura mega conservative Christian church like I was, shame isn't an easy thing to get rid of. As a result, I prefer to practice my self-care without a non-participating audience. Basically, it's not her I'm trying to hide it from, it's Jesus. Accept this whole nightmare. This I will take to the grave. Second, there are a surprising number of you degenerate bastards who want to know the methods and materials with which I constructed the offending device, for, academic reasons, I suppose. If you feel like playing Russian roulette with your precious commodities, who am I to stop you? You'll need an appropriate length of small, sturdy cardboard tube, like the ones that posters come in sometimes, bottom TSS. A piece of 1-inch PVC pipe the same length as the cardboard tube, a clean old towel, 2 rubber gloves, 2 rubber bands. I tied the tips of the gloves' middle fingers together and pushed them through the 1-inch pipe until their glove end was sticking out both sides. I then cut a length of towel no wider than the length of the cardboard tube, then I rolled the strip of the old towel around the pipe/glove assembly until it was the right diameter to barely fit inside the cardboard tube, trimmed the excess towel and ran it through. Once it was positioned correctly, I secured one glove end to the tube and pulled out the pipe, then adjusted and secured both glove openings with rubber bands. I sincerely hope you need no further instructions.